I'm Vance Bastian, here with my co-host S.A. Baz Collins for this week's Written on the Edge, Season 8, Episode 30, Friday interview. We'll be getting to know E.M. Hamill better, welcoming her back to the show, and talking about her Dali Tamareia Mission audiobook series. Welcome our guest. Elisabeth E.M. Hamill is a nurse by day, unabashed geek, chocoholic, sci-fi and fantasy novelist by nights, weekends, and whenever she can steal quality time with her laptop. She lives with her family, a dog and a cat in the wilds of eastern suburban Kansas, where they fend off flying monkey attacks and prep for the zombie apocalypse. Elisabeth, welcome back to the show.
Oh, thank you. Hello.
So it's been since April 2020. We didn't realize what was going to happen to the world last time you were
Holy
on the
crap, did
show.
we not? Yeah.
Did you survive the zombie apocalypse?
Very briefly. I wasn't sure we were going to, especially since I'm a nurse, so
Right.
I've literally been wearing a mask for the last 3 years. We've only just recently stopped wearing them at work. So sorry, somebody's demanding
Aw,
attention. This is Aries, dog of war.
little buddy.
Yeah.
I have two Jack Russells. I understand the power in that little heart that you got
Oh,
there.
yeah, absolutely.
So, for the folks who haven't heard your first interview or haven't heard it yet, where did you get your start as a writer?
Well, I've been writing all my life since, I was probably about 6 when I started writing myself into Charlotte's Web in the actual book from the library, which was not a very popular decision. But after that, I started writing my own stories. And 7th grade, I had printed on my yearbook future author. So it was kind of
Perfect.
cemented from them, but I didn't actually get serious about it until probably 2000, I want to say 2014, somewhere around there.
Hmm.
Um, I was, I had written a serialized fantasy series for just my own amusement and the amusement of other friends. And after I was undergoing cancer treatment, I was writing that, and there are definitely some chemo inspired fever dreams, but decided I was going to rewrite that series and really try and go for it, because that experience kind of told me that you can't wait on your dreams. Unexpected things happen. So I
Right.
rewrote that series and published it through a small publisher after pitching them at a convention in my scrubs on the way to work for the night shift. So
Excellent.
yeah, so and ever since then I've been writing pretty much constantly. Still working full time, unfortunately, but got to pay your bills.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's tell folks about Dali and where the series has gone, because I haven't heard where the series has gone. I've only heard the first book, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. The book is about a former diplomat who turns undercover operative to track down the terrorists that shattered their life. So the first book was Dali, which kind of introduced us to this self-destructive third gender changeling. And the second book was Peacemaker, which actually won first place in the science fiction and fantasy category for the Book Life Prize through Publishers
Nice.
Weekly. So I was one of the 4 finalists. Didn't ultimately win, but it was really cool to be recognized.
Yeah.
That's epic. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And then the third book was called Third Front, and it finished that story arc where everything comes to a head. So it's I'm really happy to have actually finished a full series.
Hmm. Nothing on the horizon for it?
Yeah, there's actually a short story I'm working on right now. Probably there'll be novellas, I would think, later on, but I have several other projects that I'm
Writing this
trying.
in the hospital while
Yeah, yeah.
the
So I
smartphone series.
exactly. Yeah, I was looking at somebody the other day. They said they wrote an entire book on notes in a cell phone. I'm like, how the hell
Hey,
did you do that?
It's just, the perseverance of authors. We got to
Exactly.
get it down
We'll
somehow.
find ways. I have so many little notebooks that I get at conventions and stuff, and they're half full of like notes that make no sense to me either. I'm like, it would be a great idea for a story, and I'm like, what was I thinking? It's like a dream journal. You're like, you wake up and you write it, and then you're like, what?
So the big news now is the whole series is an audiobook.
Yes, I am so excited. This was just a dream come true. I wanted to get it out there on Audible, and I found the most amazing narrator in Justin Gibson. He is phenomenal. He blew me away with his audition, just the performance, and he is in his non-narrating life is a very outspoken advocate and debater for trans rights.
Nice.
So he was, it was just, he fit every bill I wanted. I really wanted someone from our queer community to narrate, and found him. So it was fantastic.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Anything else you want folks to know about the series?
It has been newly re-edited, and I have gotten the covers of my dreams for this book. Pardon me, because this one we still have the not for resale thing on them, but I always liked the covers but wasn't completely thrilled with them. So we went old school sci-fi adventure.
Nice.
I don't know if you can see it. Or where's the focus?
Oh,
on your face.
Hold it in front of your face. There you go.
Look on my face. Can you see it?
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah. This one made me cry when I saw it.
Yeah.
Oh,
stunning.
lovely.
Isn't that amazing? And then the last one is a little more,
Triumphant pose, though.
triumphant pose. Yeah. So, and that was by Jake Caleb, designed by Jake, and he'd read my mind on these covers. It was just like, yes.
They are stunning.
So I got the rights back from my small publisher and reissued them under my own brand, which is Starboard Books.
Nice.
Yeah, and discovered that self-publishing is extremely expensive, especially if you want really nice art.
Yep.
So, but
although I don't know, with the way AI one.
Yeah, I don't know about AI though. I would rather have somebody. I have too many artist friends that would probably hang me if I went AI.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
beautiful. And folks can listen to the audiobook on Audible. Can they purchase
Audible,
it on Amazon too, or just Audible?
It's just Audible.
Okay.
But it's everything else is set up through Kindle Unlimited and
Perfect.
paperback, and actually have hardback too.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's the cool thing about they have hardback now, which they're not bad. They're actually pretty decent quality for, so it's good.
Very cool.
And I do have it also, the book. I went ahead and did a all 3-in-1.
Oh,
so I don't know if you can see. Where's my face?
oh
well. Anyway.
There we go. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Big
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, big chunker.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's
so they're
impressive.
available in many different formats.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the next topic you had mentioned to me was cancer survivorship, and I'm the one who I tagged on some post-pandemic realities because we've got a cancer survivor in my family too, and the thing that I'm noticing, is he still wears his mask everywhere on purpose because final round of treatment just ended, and we're just waiting for some test results.
Oh yeah, when your immune system is suppressed by those chemotherapy drugs,
Right.
it can be very dangerous, not just for cancer patients, but I also have a friend who has horrible immune system deficiencies and disorders, and if she catches COVID, that's literally the end for her. If she gets the bad version, she's done, and she's very bitter because she can't live the life that she did before, pre-pandemic.
Well, the thing we're noticing is people, and I hate to say snowflakes, but snowflakes are taking it upon themselves to point out, say, you don't have to wear that mask anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, he does.
You do. Yeah. And with the patients, I mean, like I said, our health system has, made masks non-mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
And we really try to go with empathy, if a
Yeah.
patient is wearing a mask, we wear a mask too,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and there are certain procedures that we always wear a mask for. So
Right.
it's just being nice to other people, for
Right.
fuck's sake,
You know what I want?
Thank you
You know
for
what I
saying
want to
it.
know? You know what I want to know? I want to know when it became such a thing about masks, and yet when we were all young, we all wanted those Halloween costumes with the damn mask that you could barely
Yeah,
breathe out of.
yeah, where you didn't have any breathing
So
room.
it's like,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. I still remember having a fit over a Sleeping Beauty mask I wanted so bad. So,
And that weird hole that they would cut where the mouth was, it was so
if there
creepy.
was even a mouth hole. Yeah, I mean, I think with this one there was an eye and maybe a slit.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well, the thing that blows my mind is it's so American focused because in Asia, long before the pandemic, people would wear
yes.
Oh, I
masks,
know.
especially
SARS.
like on
Yeah.
public transportation.
I went to Japan 30 years ago and people wore masks
Yeah,
everywhere on those crowded subway cars
yeah.
and, in downtown. And if they're sick, they're being polite to other people, not spreading those germs around. Or if they have an immune deficiency,
Hmm.
not, they're protecting their own health. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And just the fact that certain people make that an issue just drives me up a wall. And that's one thing I think that the pandemic showed us is the entire lack of empathy in our society right now. It's everything's me, 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 me.
Hmm.
And it's just kind of in the Dali books, the main character is an empath because they were raised off world and they learned to develop that on the world that they lived on. And then when they
Hmm.
came back to soul fed, you know, everybody's emotions bled all over them because nobody ever learned to to keep it to themselves or to not shove everything on everybody else. So it was kind of a little comment on our society about the lack of
Hmm.
empathic intelligence,
Hmm.
and I'm trying to think what the other word is. Sympathy, I guess.
Yeah. Or just
So
kindness.
kindness,
It's called
exactly.
being human.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's I
We've
call
lost
myself.
our humanity. That's what it boils
We,
down to.
we totally have. And people ask me, "Oh, do you believe in God and things like that?" No, really, I'm a humanist. Um, we
Yeah.
are responsible for our own happiness and the well-being of others.
Hmm.
Nobody else is going to do it for you. We're put here to take care of somebody else. Excuse me. So, and those of us who don't do that, may find ourselves alone at the end of life. So,
Right, right.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I know I kind of co-opted the direction of that topic. Did you
yeah.
have something
Oh,
specific about
sorry.
cancer survivorship you wanted to talk about?
Um, just to be mindful of your body, and when things are wrong. If something is not right, don't sit on it. Just go get it checked out. And that's not people are not going to make fun of you. They're not going to go, "Oh, you're a hypochondriac." Um, I was misdiagnosed 10 years before I was actually diagnosed with cancer because I didn't fit the common profile of a patient with colorectal cancer. I was too young. I didn't have any family history. Um, and there was, no reason for any doctors to believe that I had cancer. So when I finally was diagnosed, it was at a point where, I had to do chemotherapy for 6 weeks in a fanny pack, 24/7. I did radiation for 6 weeks every day. And then had major surgery, life altering surgery. So, but the thing about colorectal cancer is that it is treatable and it is beatable if you catch it in its early stages. So I am now officially, as of the 1st of July, an 18-year survivor. So I'm living proof of, poster child for early detection. So
Mm.
every March, I bug my friends and family to get their butt scoped. I think we talked about that last time.
We did.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So it's they give you the really good drugs. The day before is the bad part, but with the prep. But there's a prep now that you only have 2 glasses that you have to drink. It's called Sure Prep, and you don't have to drink that whole gallon of Go Lightly or whatever it is that makes people.
Oh, that shit is
That
awful.
it's terrible. But yeah, the Sure Prep, it's 2 cups once the night before and once the morning of, and then you're done. Well, you're not done. You still poop
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
24
right.
hours straight, you know, but
You still have a few things on the to-do list, but
yeah,
you know.
exactly. But you don't have to choke down that oily, nasty, salty crap. So it's much easier, you know. So they're getting better with that. And then they give you the really good drugs while you're under. So
I just remember when I had to go through that when I was in, because my cancer treatment was
right.
I was 724 for a whole week. I was doing the whole thing, you know, it was awful. But
Yeah.
they had to do an examination at one point like that. And I started to drink that stuff, and I'm like, I just couldn't do it. And I looked at him and I said, I would rather suck on the backside of a rhino than have this.
Yes. Oh,
And
absolutely.
because it's just vile.
Yeah,
vile shit.
My GI doctor that I had before this one, I will handle my own prep because I am not drinking that. You know, I will drink an entire, you know, mega-sized jar of Metamucil and Gatorade, and you know that will do a job just fine. So, and you know, little couple Dulcolax tablets.
Well, there's also that magnesium citrate, you know.
Yeah, and
give
that
me
is
that.
so much.
Give me that fucking 7-Up shit.
Oh, that stuff, yeah. I mean, that stuff is not bad either. But yeah, this show prep was probably the best I've ever had as far as taste. You know, you can get it down, and then it does its job. So yeah. So
I love that we've moved into this whole area
I know.
of butt talk.
Well, you know, that's not only being a cancer survivor, I'm an oncology nurse. It's my job.
I know.
Yeah.
But I just think it's funny. We start off with your wonderful series, and we ended up with our butts.
You know, it's an important subject. So
it is. So borrowing a phrase from Robin Williams, I get to go have my Roto-Rooter special done in August. So you guys are really cheering me up.
Good job. Yeah, just remember the propofol is a whole lot of fun, and yeah, no, but thank you for doing that because it's an important thing. If you catch it early, unfortunately, I'm back to every 3 years where I have to do the colposcopy because they found some polyps the last couple of times. But you know, if that's all they find, I'm totally golden. Right. Yeah.
True.
Well, it's also it's one last thing I'll say on this. My mom went through a whole issue where she was having blood show up, and they were all in a panic and blah 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 blah. Right. Sometimes when you see that, you panic and think, "Oh my God, I've got it," and you start working your way into this hysteria. And yet, it could be diverticulitis. It could be anything.
It could be a lot.
Yeah. So don't always run to the worst, but that's also a whole thing. You know, you've seen the red flag, literally. So go get it checked out.
Yeah, go get it checked out. Don't wait. Yeah.
Yay! So what's up next for you? I know you teased short stories and novellas.
Yeah, I'm working on a new space opera novel. I've been teasing it as Firefly meets menopause. So it's
nice.
a bunch of women of a certain age who are embroiled in a civil war in the galaxy, sort of against their will, but not. And you know, they've been sitting around bored for a while, so they're like, "Hey, why not? We used to do this for a living. We used to be mercenaries when we were young and nubile. Let's do it." So, working on that one, and working on a short Dali novella, and I'm also working on I have pieces of fragments everywhere. I've got a paranormal romance. And I have to get back to my urban fantasy series, the Amaranthine novels, or people are going to kill me because they keep coming to con going, "I just came back to see if you have a second one of this one yet." And it's been 10 years since I wrote anything else on that one. So I really need to get back to that one.
Nice. So what social is the best for people to follow so they can keep up with these updates?
I have a WordPress account, which is probably the best one. I'm not as active on Facebook or Twitter as I used to be. I do have, you know, all the new backup social media. You know, Mastodon. I have an account, but I don't ever go there. I just have on Threads and Insta.
Yeah, Threads. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Instagram or WordPress. E.M. Hamill at WordPress.com.
Perfect.
So, or not at WordPress, emhamill.wordpress.com.
There you go. Yep.
So,
right.
And we'll have all those links on your page.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Any final words of wisdom?
Oh, Not that I can think of. Wisdom is in short supply these days for me. So
Get your butt checked.
get your butt checked. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Don't ignore your body. If it's doing funky stuff, go figure it out.
Perfect.
That part right there.
That part right there.
Yes.
All right, folks, we'd like to extend a huge thank you to E.M. Hamill for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love seeing you guys again. We always laugh. It's so much fun.
Great seeing you again. All right, we at Written on the Edge are proud to introduce you to new media by queer content creators. If you enjoy learning about new artists or hearing our thoughts on entertainment media, please like and subscribe so you get the alerts for new episodes. This show was produced by Rogue Ravens Media. For our disclaimers, links to social media, our listen stations, or to sign up as a guest, visit www.rotepodcast.com. Tune in next week Friday for your next interview. Bye now.
Oh, what's that? Closing time. The bums rush in melody, dear.